they talked themselves out of it. They didn't want it enough.
I was doing stuff for United Nations, United Nations Special Commission, doing weapons inspections in Baghdad during the time of Saddam, and I ended up being in the same room as Saddam Hussein.
Was it?
There's a point where you go, this is my time. This is it.
We haven't got a clue what the fugitives are going to do, where they are, what they do, and we've got to work it out ourselves, basically.
We've got an awesome episode today. We've got Des and Paul in. I'm really excited about this, but we've never had members of the military in to come in before. And there's always been, I think you boys agree, there's always been a close relationship with the military and rugby. I certainly found that throughout my career. There's a lot of, I think, parallels from both environments. But I've got the guys in today because they're both in fantastic shape and I want to train how they train. So, Des, you seem to have taken the lead a little bit on what you like to do. So do you want, we'll write down the whiteboards. I want to train how you train.
Yeah.
We're all juggling injuries and things, and this will probably come out in the wash as we start talking over the next hour. But what do you boys do, and what do you like training now? Because whatever you're doing is working. So I'd love to do what you do, if that's all right.
Well, what it is, I always try and keep that theme, keep it simple.
Yeah.
You know, that KISS, keep it simple, keep it stupid. We find in the military, we find that we're traveling all the time. So we've just got to do the exercise, bang, get it done.
Yes.
I found the most simplest, I see that you do it all the time, is push and pull upper body, push and pull even for lower body. So what I tend to do, I've been playing about with something lately, me and Paul's been talking about this, is that I've been doing the pulley system, as in pull downs, long range pulleys, shrugs, okay, with body type exercises. So I'm using weight and body type exercises. An example would be long range pulleys.
So this is what we're going to do now, yeah? So I'll write this down.
Let's do it,
Okay, so pulleys.
So long range pulleys. Yeah. Okay, I always tend to like the reps up into the 12, 15 range.
Yeah, like
and we can do three times that, or as many times as you want.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Yeah. Whatever you do,
Yeah.
Okay.
So straight after pulleys, I'll go straight down into pushing, and that would be straight old-fashioned press-ups. So what I do them really straight.
Yeah, so Des has done I see you do some press-ups and chins. From now on, I'm going to call them military press-ups and military chins, because you can tell it's so strict, and I love it.
So military type press-ups, if you like, really, really straight.
Yeah,
again, 12 to 15, it doesn't really matter about the set numbers as long as you're putting in the intensity.
As long as it's hard.
Get the job done.
Perfect.
And then straight after that.
So that's the first superset. They're on their own.
First superset. Okay. That's a good one, that, isn't it? Yeah.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Do you need some subtitles? Because he's from Sheffield. So you might want to put this on, just there below now.
And the Sheffield lads need subtitles for us Welsh lads, probably.
It does work both ways.
Yeah, we need a whiteboard just to keep writing it down, don't we?
So, and Paul, you've got a dodgy lower back as well. So you happy with those lower back ones?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I was thinking I could always tweak this one for you, so you've got your chest rested, so you're not leaning forward and hurting your lower back. But we'll
should be fine. It's just a bit of a tweak. That's it.
No,
so the next one, still pulling. This time, sat on the ground, pull downs.
Yeah, lat pull down.
Okay, lat pull downs.
Yeah.
Same number as this.
Yeah.
Nice and straight. 12 to 15, and retraction of the shoulder blades, and we'll point all that out as we start working.
I'm glad you said about the rep ranges, because everyone worries about the rep range. Look, as long as the set's hard, you'll benefit. You're asking your body to get stronger. So don't panic so much about, I couldn't quite get 12. Do I need to? It's like, look, if you do a hard 10 and a hard 12,
it's all about intensity.
Exactly.
My son's very good. He seems to have captured the art of intensity. No matter what he picks up, like dumbbells, heavy dumbbells, whatever, the intensity is 100%. 100%. So I think, as you know, if you slow reps down, it's more intensity, isn't it? If you're stricter, if you think about the movement, mindset connection, it's going to be intensive.
Feel it.
You're going to feel it. So straight after that one is pike press-ups off the bench. Nice. Similar to, where, again, nice and straight, head comes down, back up, same sort of rep range.
And what you said as well, I quite like what you said just for off camera as well, which is a nice nugget, because you were saying, like, when you're away working, you haven't got all the kit in the world. So you've got to be quite creative. So what you're saying here is very minimal kit.
Well, when we used to go away, Sam, you as well, Paul, is that we might be over in, let's say, wherever we are, on operations or exercise, we might be away 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
We can only bring them in amount of stuff, a few dumbbells, might be a few barbells.
Do they endorse that when you're away?
Yeah. So if we can, there's going to be times when there's respites, and we try and keep fit. It is mainly down to circuit type training like this, weights, and finding out about how we can make that intense. You know, so once we're away anywhere, you know, I'll normally say, right guys, come on, I'll organise something like, you know, I'm kind of de facto.
Did you like to take the lead on those
exercises? And you know, the only reason is the guys are incredibly fit. All of them are at the same standard of fitness. The reason they kind of picked me is when I was in parachute regiment, I went away on a physical training course, 6 to 8 weeks. So I come back with all the components of fitness, you know, strength, speed, agility, balance, all the stuff. So I had that structure.
That was more in the beginning of your career, then, was it? So you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah. So what it was then is that I come back and I've got the structure of a lesson as well. I know how to put it into a lesson. So the guys would say, Des, you do all the hard work, tell us what to do, we'll do it, sort of thing. The guys are just as fit.
You get guys like that. You get some guys who like to lead, and some guys who just tell me what to do, and I'll do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And he has learned the lessons the hard way because he was 6'4". So there's distinct overtraining has occurred here. Now he's going through a hypertrophy phase at the moment.
Right, we digress.
So we're on the pike press.
And the next one, I'm now going into dips.
Dips, and so a new superset.
A new superset. So again, it will be pushing. Okay, I know we've done a push here on the dips. The next one would be dumbbells or plates, shrug.
Oh, nice shrug. Okay.
Yeah, shrug. So on that one, it tends to be dips, shrug, dips, shrug. Again, same sort of sets, reps.
Dumbbell shrug.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You know,
right, we're getting into it. And so that's the meat and bones of the session.
That's it.
And then I'm glad you said it, and I would have done it anyway because my body is battered, and I think it's probably. When I said rugby and military have a lot in common, obviously I think culture has a lot in common, but we're all banged up and battered bodies. So we got warm-up as essential. So I just put warm-up there, but I'll just follow your lead on a warm-up. You do what you normally do.
Again, I'll do it.
You don't want to get your body ready.
I'll do the military type one. But you said something there, Sam, about, you know, all us guys, we're all injured. I don't know anybody over the age of 40 now that doesn't have a serious injury. And I think I said to you that analogy where someone turns the key on the car, on the dash, and it's petrol, water, fluids. I wake up in the morning and it's neck, shoulder, back, hips, you know, and it's the same. I don't know anybody that ain't like that.
Would you change it though?
No, I'd go back in a heartbeat. But you know something, Sam, I think like you know when you've had your time. You know you've done it, and if I push it so much, it's not going to be. I did the full service, same with you. Time to get out and do other things like
nice.
You know, and same with Paul.
These are based on his dance moves as well. I've seen it. Saturday Night Fever. You were the guy that was carrying those paint tins, weren't you?
Do you get, you know, when you're away, do you get much, like, when you're away, are you like, we are on operation, or do you get time to enjoy each other's company, like semi-socialise in a private setting, or is it like you're on the job for 3 months? Like, you know, how does that work?
I'll let you answer.
No, you socialise as well. You got to get on.
You have to for your sanity.
You got to get on. You got to have a good sense of humour. If you haven't got a good sense of humour, you're going to find it very difficult.
So we had players in the rugby who were just, they might not have been the best player. They might have been like third choice in their position. But like when we talk about recruitment, you talk to the hierarchy, like, yeah, but we got to keep him though, because in the middle of winter when training's hard work and it's dark and it's wet and there's like, he just brings everyone's spirits up. And that
social glue.
That person is a vital cog in the team just to make everyone.
We always said this, you know, it's a saying that I think everybody knows. Play hard, work hard. You know, and we do. We know how to work hard. Everybody's good at working hard, Sam. You know, but you've got to release it, haven't you? You've got to. So, if we're anywhere, an exercise 2 or 3 months away, let's say Middle East, you know, there'll be times when we say, right, you know, we've got to rest, we've got to train. That's if we can do it. You know, sometimes you're in operations for a long time. And you lose a lot of your fitness, Sam. You know what it's like.
It must be hard to train sometimes, because say, like, it's not like you're going, right, guys, it's 10 o'clock, I've got to go to bed now. Like, and then I get up, like, imagine sometimes it's so, the days are going, you can't plan a day where things go different directions, so you don't have that routine. You just got to train when you get the opportunity, I guess, isn't it?
And do you know something, Sam, there's another, I think in the military we see there's another element to fitness, and that's the outdoor elements, the wind, the rain, the snow. You know, especially here in Wales, we do all our training in South Wales, Brecon. You know,
I didn't realise how much Brecon was lent on training. You drive through it, and there's a guy I'm friends with who's actually one of the fitness coaches up in Hereford now with the guys. he even said to me, he's been in strength and conditioning for 30 years. He goes, what those boys go through, you would not believe. He said, I tried it for one day just to see. He said, I couldn't believe it. And those guys were repeating it day after day. He's like, but I just wanted a small bit of their respect. Because so they know if I was asked, not to actually go into combat, but you want to just walk the walk just for one day. Like, oh, this guy's got some minerals about him, you know, but it's unbelievable.
I think it's that thing, Sam, you've got to want it. It's not for everybody. It's like what you've done. It's not for everybody. 100%. You know, and it comes a time where you go, this is hard. You know, this is, you know, and the doubts start coming in. When the doubts start coming in, it might not be for you. You know, not being a big one, but it's not for everybody, is it? You know, and in the military, you know, like anything you do is hard work. I don't know anybody, Sam, that hasn't achieved anything of significance, that is, without hard work, 100%. Consistency, focus, and discipline. You've got to want it, and you've got to want it like nothing else. You know what I mean? So I remember going through selection, I thought, this is all I want to do. This is all I want. And you can remember that, can't you? You know,
I feel guilty to talk about my training when you boys talk about selection and some of the physical things you do. So I'm like, oh God, I'm never going to moan about an 18-minute fitness test again. And you guys are carrying like 30 kilos through Brecon for a few days. It's like, oh, that's more, but oh, I'm not moaning.
Well, that's where the conditioning side, which I try to explain to people. I go, you know, basically in the British military, it's running. Everybody likes running. Then you've got, based on circuit training, press-ups, sit-ups, burpees, squat thrusts, pull-ups, rope climbing. Then it's soldiering, carrying the weight on your back, your Bergen, the rucksack for your audience, you know.
You still do warm up, you're copying your movements here.
I know.
That's all it is. Carrying coconuts now or something.
So it's, and it's hard work, and because you're out in the elements, the wind, the rain, the snow, and then you've got to do all your soldiering skills, you know, your navigation, your signals, your field craft, and it's all outside, Sam. It's all outside. And here in Wales, you can have all 4 seasons in one day, can't you?
So lately we have.
I know, mate, I know.
How old are you now, Des, then, if you don't mind me asking?
How old?
How young are you, rather?
I'm 17, 6 months' time.
What?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. 17?
17, 6 months.
Jesus, do you know what? That gives me great hope, mind. If I know I can be as active as you when I'm 70, that gives me a bit, like, I think now, I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing to know that.
Yeah, cheers. It's,
I've never known that.
And I think, you know, I've been watching your podcast.
That's in showbiz age, though, that is.
I think, Sam, you know, it's this thing what I said earlier on. A lot of the stuff we do, it becomes a mindset, doesn't it? You know, I ache all over, just like you know, I've got a neck and shoulder. We've all got it. But it's not just me. All my mates have got it. You know, it's not just me. So it's not just whinging and whining and belly aching, as we say in the regiment. Get on with it.
So I bet that mindset to keep going never leaves you. Never leaves you, I bet.
And you know something, you know, I've got a couple of sons and a daughter, and they all train, especially the 2 sons. Wow, you know.
They just follow your lead.
Yeah, you know. Well, I like to think that we've had something to do with that. We like to think we have, haven't we? And I just think like this, you know. I never thought I was going to go in the military, Sam. I finished up in Para-Reg. I was in Para-Reg for 8 years. Para-Reg is hard. They're a tough bunch of guys. That's taking nothing away from other regiments, but I've only dealt with Para-Reg. And then after 8 years Para-Reg, I thought, right, I want to go to the Division 1 sort of thing, you know. It's like playing for England and Wales and stuff. And I said, right, I want to go SAS. But you've got to have that mindset. You've got to want it because it's not easy. I mean, going for selection, it's 90% failure rate.
What do you think separates people? Because this whole selection thing is almost like mythical selection, isn't it? Like, what separates the guys? You know, when they're all you've probably got the experience now in the hindsight. You can see a bunch of guys all lined up ready on day 1 selection. And what is the one thing that you think kind of gets them, or what's the difference between the ones that get through it and the ones that don't?
What it is, my mind just flashed back there, and you said we were all lined up. I remember on day 1, 6 months selection, and we all turned up on day 1. And firstly, they had an instructor out there, and he says, all right, thank you everybody for coming on selection. And we think, oh, this is strange, they're kind of thanking us. No one's shouting at us. You've been used in the military, everybody screams and shouts at you. And the first thing he said to us, there's about 280 guys there, you know. Oh, no, you know. Right, can everyone just look at each other? Oh, that's strange. So we're all kind of, and we're sizing each other down, and we're looking like that. And he says, within 5 weeks' time, there's going to be less than 50 guys here. Really? That's just what he said, and there were 280 there. Do you know, the very next day, 3 guys didn't turn up.
Really?
And in a way, that's part of selection. they talked themselves out of it. They didn't want it enough. It was their way of psyching the guys out. Okay, and I would say on selection, most of selection itself is down to the individual. Is that he will decide whether he wants it or he doesn't want it.
Was there one part during selection where you thought, fuck, like you nearly thought, fuck it? Or were you always...
Many times, yeah.
What were you doing when you thought, what was
I'll tell you this particular...
When you were closest to thinking, fuck, I'm not sure if it's worth it.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, that there was this sounds very big, but I'll tell a story because I did it in the first book. And I nearly drowned. What it was, on selection, you go...
Was that Bravo 30?
Yes, yeah. And what it is, you are tabbing every day, you know, marching, you know, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. It gets longer and longer and longer. Less and less and less guys. And this particular day, I'm in, you know, South Wales, Brecon, and I'm coming along, and there's a river, fast-flowing river, and they teach you to put your burger on one side, and you've got a weapon as well, and you kind of got to navigate your way across it. The reason for putting your burger on one side is if you go under, you let it go and you're not going to drown. I said, well, I'm not going to lose my weapon or my burger or anything. I'll stay as I am. Tried to navigate, and it obviously took me. And what it did, it took me backwards like this, and now I'm like a turtle upside down because the weight has got me burgered. And of course, the water is coming over. And I thought, this is it. You know, I'm going. This is me going. There's no one around. No one can hear me. And this water, anyhow, I managed to get my arm out, and I come up, and I managed to push against the berg and get to the other side. I remember I said it in the book. I got up and I'm screaming and shouting. I'm going crazy, and I'm pointing up like, don't you dare do this, like, you know, I'm going crazy, like, you know. And all these sheep are just looking at me like this, you know, all the Welsh sheep, as we say.
Well, you're a good-looking man.
Probably at a time like that, there were others as well. But times like that, when you have a reality check, Sam, you have a reality check. You go,
proof.
This is real.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm by myself. Nobody's with me. You know, I could have died that day. You know.
Well,
and
it's happened, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's happened on.
Yeah.
Was it happened before?
One selection. I think I have some statistics. Whether this is correct or not, I don't know, Sam. Since 1985, I think that they've lost at least one guy every other selection. You know,
Lost has passed away.
Yeah. You know, with a guy who's either died on the hills with a cold exposure, whatever, got lost, and
Paul, I was thinking, was there a time when you were away and you thought I might not be coming back?
Oh,
Was there? Can you recite it or not?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to give too many details, but was there a time?
No, as I said, I was doing stuff with United Nations Special Commission, doing weapons inspections in Baghdad during the time of Saddam, and I ended up being in the same room as Saddam Hussein.
Was it?
And that was just
You
like,
were?
yeah. So we just arrived for one particular mission. We just arrived in country. We were taken to their version of the Home Office, and we were expecting to get briefed by a senior government official. And we're in this room, and we had Richard Butler, who was the Australian chief inspector for the overall mission. He had flown into Baghdad that day. There was my team that had just newly reformed and flown into Baghdad. And there's other people there, some journalists there as well. All of a sudden, you could see these guards around the room just bringing to attention, but you could see like fear in their eyes. And we were expecting a foreign minister called Tariq Aziz, who was basically Saddam's right-hand man, his foreign office equivalent, basically. He came, well, we expected him to come in. All of a sudden, in walks Saddam Hussein. And you're like, holy hell. And you've seen him on TV, and you've seen his mannerism and everything else, and the fear. And everybody in the room, I had people in front of me who were senior officials, and you could see the hairs on the back of the neck just spring up. And you're there, you're thinking, oh my God, you know, anything is possible here. What on earth? He could click his fingers and we can get marched out or whatever. You know, it's that type of thing. But to see somebody up close and personal, that is that menacing. And I recount it sort of being like a scene from Harry Potter when you get sort of those dementors coming around the room and everything else. It was that kind of feeling that it was just evil personified, you know. So it is bizarre stuff like that, you know. So you're dealing with stuff like that. Other things, other parts of the world we've been to and done other bits and bobs. But that was the first one where I thought, my God, if this...
I'm not walking.
One word from him and that's it. And at that time, we flew in, and there was meant to be no Brits or no Americans allowed back in for reasons various. And on my team, I had an American and me. But on my UN passport, I had place of birth Wales. So when I went through the customs at the airport, a place called Habaniya, south of Baghdad, the customs officials there looked at the passport, my UN passport, not a British passport, UN passport, they went, Wales. And I went, Sweden? And they looked at me and, oh, okay. And then I came.
You have got a bit of a Viking.
And I came. But then the guy that was with me, the American guy, he was born in Mexico. So he had place of birth, Mexico.
Yeah.
So of course we were
you
there.
weren't seen as much of a threat, you mean?
No. So it took him 3 weeks to work out that I was a Brit and that my oppo was an American.
Yeah.
That type thing.
Was that the beginning of the spy era?
Yeah, kind of.
I remember coming off the famous Penny Fan, you know, where we do our training up in, you know, at Brecon. And I remember running down the other side, you know, we wait, and you're carrying weight of 45, 50, 60, it goes up, you know. And when you're in operations, you're carrying weight which is £100 or more, like, you know. And this is your house, you have to carry it. But of course, on selection, you're carrying a weapon and weight. It's generally 40, 50 pounds, 60. It generally don't go any higher than about 65. But I remember thinking then I was running down Penny Fan and I could feel the jolt in my hips.
That's a lot of weight, Mike.
Yeah, and I'm thinking I'm going to pay for this one day.
Yeah.
And hence 2 metal hips now, you know, you feel it. But it's like what we talked earlier on, what do? Do you give up, Sam? You know, do you just say stop?
Yeah.
Most guys, let's face it, around about 40-ish, they start to slow down, don't go to the gym. And then if you've got injuries, you stiffen up, don't you? So if you're not doing exercise, and you stiffen up joints, you just become solid, don't you?
Yeah.
I got up in the morning, I still ache, but you'd go, well, I'm aching, but I'm more mobile.
Yeah,
you know, if I don't do anything, I'm going to put weight
Imagine
on.
how bad you'd be if you hadn't done it.
There you go.
Yeah,
you know, and
But muscle sort of wastage is sarcopenia is known. It happens. So we're still training. So we are fitter than the average guys at our age.
Oh, big
quite a
time.
bit.
I
God,
think
I can't believe your age is. I would have said both of you 10 years less minimum than
Yeah.
what you'd actually...
Sweet talk.
100%.
Yeah.
I can't
Not so
believe
bad
it.
yourself.
100%. I would have said, oh, you look at my face, I look 10 years older. After tackling with my face for 10 years, those two. But that's no, I genuinely would have. But then I always think that, like, training is what keeps people youthful. You know, if you don't train, you're going to age.
Well, I heard you talking with Gabby, and she was saying now the stuff that has come on scientifically, biologically now, you know,
she's physically brilliant as well. She's so able. You'd never guess. I think Gabby, how old's Gabby? Is she 50, I think?
Yeah.
But she moves like she's in her 20s.
Yeah, there you
she's
go.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Let's face it, Sam, you know, we're living this. We're living it, and we move around in it, don't we?
Yeah.
And if we're not careful, you know, if we get too heavy or we get too stiff, you're not going to move about.
So true.
You know, and as you get older, it gets less and less and less, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, I saw the famous actor, dancer Dick Van Dyke, 100 years old. And
is he still going, is he?
He's still going. And
oh, no, I heard him talk. He still talks about how he trains. That rings a bell now, doesn't it? Yeah.
You know, and he's... talking about that he still exercises every day, and you know,
amazing. Paul, you know, on the Hunted, do you give people tips on day one on how to not get caught, or do you literally just go?
I want to catch them.
Yeah, so you don't give them any tips?
No, we don't even see them. We don't even know who they are until they launch.
Are they literally clueless because they haven't been trained in it at all?
They get a few ideas, and they've watched the show a few times as well. But
it's been good fun recording that.
It's a brilliant
It's a good
show.
one.
It's such fun to make. Such fun to make.
Who's the worst? Does anyone come to your mind? You're like, that was what's the quickest you found someone in when you're doing that?
We had one launch, and it was on the Isle of Wight, and it's really choppy seas. And they launched on the Isle of Wight after get off these ribs, basically, and they were all poorly. They were all not. So if you put the helicopter down, you could have gone tick, 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 tick. But you didn't. No, we didn't need to. I think they sort of said, give them a bit of a.
Because you've obviously got the perspective of you've done it like the absolute sharpest end that could possibly happen. Like, so when you're doing it like that on a TV show, it must be a piece of cake for you guys compared to normal, you know?
It's funny, because it's about 80% police or police support staff, and you've got a handful of military guys or girls that are on it. But the banter's good. There's a lot of rivalry. We're all very...
So you've got to try and upskill the police boys, have you?
Yeah,
we obviously don't have your expertise at that. You know?
Well, there's an overlap. We haven't got some of the stuff that they have as well, to be honest. But it's good banter, it's good rivalry, and it's really good, actually. We're a very close-knit bunch.
That's nice.
But we haven't got a clue what the fugitives are going to do, where they are, what they do, and we've got to work it out ourselves, basically. You know.
So that's pull downs and pipe push-ups.
I've just realised that you're using lighter weights than Sam there, Des. I thought, oh, it's going to be the same as that one.
So I want to pick your brains on.
Yeah.
There's a world I've entered now. I know you both do this. You speak about leadership. People love it when the military speak about leadership.
Yeah.
I've started doing it a bit now. What's the one thing when you notice, when you, I don't want to say general population, because it sounds like, but when you speak to people outside the military or sport, when you're doing your talks and you're discussing leadership,
Yeah.
what's the one thing you find that they pick up from military that you think they find surprising? Because we probably take for granted, like,
Yeah.
teamwork, leadership, this is what you do, isn't it?
Yeah.
But when you deliver it to a corporate client or somebody in the general population, what's the one thing about leadership you think they don't understand that you boys do in military, if that makes sense?
I would say, Paul, I think in the military, there's just this robustness. There's just this old-fashioned toughness. We'll have a whinge and a whine, but hey, there's a job to be done. Now let's get on and get the job done.
Yeah.
I think there's an expectation that I think in the military that, hey, if you want this or you do a particular job, it's going to have some discomfort.
You've got to really want it.
You've got to really want it.
Yeah.
If not, leave.
You're in the wrong place.
Yeah, you're in the wrong place.
I know, it's so true.
No, I know that sounds awful, doesn't it? It sounds a bit big. It sounds as if you're sticking your chest out. It's not. It's the realism of it. It's like that selection when you look around at everybody. 3 didn't turn up next day. They're not the ones that should be there.
I know.
And I think there's an expectation of the audience here looking at, let's say, you, Sam, or Paul, and you go, well, actually, for you to get where you've got to go, there was a lot of discomfort, weren't there?
I always say there's one way to the top, and it's the long, hard way.
Yeah.
That's why not many people get there, you know?
Yeah. And I actually said to him, you've got to have a little bit of vigour, a little bit of toughness,
Yeah.
a little bit of, let's get on with it.
Yeah.
Right.
What I find on the talks that I've been delivering is in the civvy world, there's a lack of shared situational awareness about what other people do within the company.
Yeah, it's true.
So one department doesn't know what the other one does, rarely. So if they go a man down, they can't fill in, or something waits in a bottleneck. And it's just having that bigger picture of how it all flows, and that vision, does it filter down from what the CEO thinks to the shop floor?
Is that because that's a military thing? Because if someone drops
SSA.
down, you've got to step in.
Shared situational awareness.
Yeah.
You need it whether you're on an aircraft, whether you're on a boat, submarine, tank, the SF on the ground. You need to know where that intel is coming from, your logistics are going to come from, where you need to be. Like I said to my kids, I've got 4 kids, and when they were growing up, they always had an emergency RV when we were out shopping. So if I said, if you're out shopping, so they got my daughter and my son are gone somewhere shopping, and I'll say, right, I'll meet you back outside M&S at whatever time. If I'm not there, or something happens and you can't get there, the alternative one is blah, in that direction.
That's kind of like
but they've done that all their lives, so they've always got, where's your move? So my son's going out with a new lady at the moment, got a new girlfriend, and he sets an RV with her. She's like, what? He goes, if something happens, if it's a demonstration.
Stand for?
Rendezvous.
Pardon?
Rendezvous.
Rendezvous. Yeah. Sorry, I've heard of that term, RV. I just thought, obviously.
So where's your rendezvous point?
Sam, do you know on this sometimes, still doing shoulders, if guys go, oh, Des, that's a bit funny, I just go, right.
I like that. That really got my shoulder.
I like it.
Nice.
I say, front,
nice.
side.
Nice.
Front,
lovely. I'll check one out after as well.
Front, side. So if people don't like that, and I know sometimes upside down it feels a little bit weird.
No, it's good to have a regression.
I go, right,
I like
do this.
that.
Still doing the same stuff.
Yeah. It's good to, I think, like, surround yourself with people.
Agreed.
Yeah, who are like, well, for me, when it comes to training, who train hard. And it just sets that environment. They all eat well, they all train hard, and it's.
I mean, what's that saying?
You can't not follow suit, you know?
Yeah, what's that saying? You're the sum total of the people you mix with.
Oh, big time. I bet that's so evident in the military as well. Same as rugby teams. Like, I remember chatting to the board once at the team I was at, and there was 2 or 3 players. I just thought they were, it sounds bad, it's their livelihood. I said, they're poison to the group. They're poor standards. They drag lads out with them for drinks when they shouldn't be. I'm like, and it's bringing the team down. I'm like, if it was, and there was another, the top team in our league at the time, I said, they wouldn't touch me with a barge pole, but we are. I said, they shouldn't be pro players. And I felt bad saying it, and you can be a bit more ruthless, I guess, in that environment. bet it's the same with you boys, but if someone's in the team and they're not pulling their weight, it's like, mate, you're letting everyone down. But you can be a bit more ruthless in pro sport like that. You've got to be a bit more careful in the real world, haven't you? But I do find that your team members can't be slacking, otherwise it rubs off on the group, you know?
I did an off-season talk last week in Nottingham Rugby before her pre-season.
Oh, did you?
And their pre-season, cracking setup there, brilliant.
Yeah, they have, yeah.
And girls. And they were following a special forces mindset as part of their training package leading up to it. And I went in and did a talk for them one evening, just on cortisol levels.
Yeah.
How to keep your cortisol down. And like you just said about those board members, take people out for drinks and all the rest of it, it's all well and good, but alcohol elevates your cortisol.
Yeah.
Which you don't need.
Yeah.
You need to keep that low and peak it for matches. Don't worry about it during the week. Try and minimise and have a really straightforward routine. You know, simple little things like that.
What practical tips do you give then to keep cortisol and stress down? I imagine that's big for you boys.
Well, I got a master's in cognitive science, or the brain works and stuff.
Oh, did you? I didn't know that.
So I'm big on white matter, grey matter. Grey matter is like your hard drive, but you need the broadband connection to talk to other parts of the brain. That's your white matter. And the best thing for white matter is learning a language, another language.
Which you can speak aloud.
Yes,
Yeah.
or musical instruments, or being creative with arts, or have a hobby and interest which is completely different. So whether it's like gardening, tinkering with bikes, whatever, dog walking, anything that you can do on a routine basis that just gets you away. Like I'm good for out my dog walks, I like podcasts and Audible, but sometimes it's good just to listen to nature. I sound a bit like a tree hugger,
No, you're so
but
true.
ultimately, all your creative stuff starts firing up there.
Yeah, yeah.
And you start noticing things, smelling things, sensing things, and you come back and you feel refreshed and you feel like, I've got all these ideas, I'm good to go. And you can crack on with some decent work then. But but white matter sends messages around the brain 100 times quicker than grey matter on its own. So if you can get elite athletes, so I work with elite athletes to get them thinking differently, and then they perform differently. Because once that broadband's in place, you can use it for everything.
So true. I had sports psych help as well, and we used in my weekly routine like what you call the traffic light system. So there you have like red, amber, green. I thought of it as what you said then, so it's nice. I've got this from two different sort of people in the same sort of field. Red's like high stress things that you have to do because it's part of your job, and there's nothing you can do about that. But he said, but to combat it on the cortisol stress, you need a green every single day. So whether it's like everyone's green's different. Like you said, it could be language, fixing a bike. For me, it's like walking the dog out in nature, training, doing a school run. Like all these like things which I just bring me down. So then when a stressful situation comes, my cortisol's here. I'm not dealing with that situation when my cortisol's there, because that's when then you don't react how you want. So it's how can you keep it simmering at a good level? And he's like, it's by having regular greens in your day, however you fit them in, you know. So I just thought that when you said it, because I'm like, it's good advice.
And the thing is as well, your mum and dad tell you when you're a little kid and you're having a hissy fit, count to 10. And you're fizzing and all that. So counting to 10 does it. In fact, all you need is 4. So box breathing. You get your vagus nerve in, and then before you know it, you're calm, and you've got your modern brain, your neocortex is working rather than your Neanderthal reactionary stuff. Don't let your anger get the better of you, because you're not thinking straight then. You're just being reactionary, you're emotive. You need to be calm, cool and collected. Cortisol comes down, you think better and you're more responsive.
Yeah, you're right. It's something, just winding back, you said something about, you know, mixing with the like-minded people. You're in rugby, you've got to be the right guys. I noticed when I went from Pad Reg, I mean, they're all tough, bit hard boys, you know. And when I went up on selection and I got in up at Hereford, it was all of a sudden, you know, I'm mixing with the same type of guys. But now I'm mixing with guys who have climbed Everest, guys that have rode parts of the Atlantic, you know, guys that, you know, are free-falling records out in aircraft and what have you. And all of a sudden you go, yeah, this is the mindset I want. And what is good about that, it brings you up. They don't stop you. They want you to do the same. You know, they want you to be the best. There's none of this going, we paid our dues, now you've got to do it. It's right. You proved yourself. You've come on selection. Arguably the hardest test in the world. Now we want you to be as good as us. Languages, medics, DEMS, signals. Be the best at your field craft. In fact, of your craft, a soldier. Sure. You know,
I feel I do feel very inferior talking about my experiences to you boys, because what you boys do is life and death. But like what you said with teamwork, that's exactly the same when you play Lions, because people will be like, well, like what I've asked you, what's it like on selection, or what's it like when you're away? And then people say, what's it like with Lions? I'm like, yeah, but I thought of it, just what you said. Yeah, but you're in a room this big, in a changing room, with 23 people who think just like me. So it's the best place to be.
Yeah.
You're not nervous in that moment in time. You're like, oh my God,
No.
we got the best team.
No.
Everyone has just got that unusual mindset.
Yeah.
And there's no eyes. It's all like, how do we better the team?
But nobody wants to let anybody else down.
Yeah.
You've all got that
situational awareness is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the corporations don't have, is that
100%.
ability to think and spot
So
when
true.
your oppo's having a bad day.
Yeah.
Like
So
he'll know
true.
when I'm having a bad one,
yeah.
I'll know when he's having a bad one.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
I do, I just smack him in the teeth there, Sam. You know what I mean? I just go, enough of that, get on with it. You know what I mean?
Nobody salty in the corner of the bedroom naked. Yeah.
Maybe the one thing, I think military teams and rugby teams have in common, because it's flipping hard to get there. Even if you're not like, you don't have to be that person's best friend, you know what they've gone through physically to get to that point, which you respect. You're like, even if it's not your cup of tea, you go, but I know what he's put himself through to get there, and you respect that massively. I think that's why, like, when there was this nice famous...
Sam, did you find, I've talked to my mates about this, there was a point where you go, this is my time, this is it. And I know it may not go beyond this, but it's like, for example, I'll give you an example, is that all the guys that leave their regiments, you know, because guys come from the signals, the guards, the engineers, from the RAF, from everywhere.
Yeah.
Once they get up there, all of them have long careers.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't want to get rid of you, because for a start, you prove yourself you've got there, and you go, right, this is the cream of the crop, this is the work I want to do, I'm here. And all the guys just, if you like, dial in and go, this is my time.
Yeah.
So all of them had long careers. I had 20 years up there, you know, and it's very rare anybody leaves prematurely.
Yeah.
Very rare.
Yeah.
And I think what it is, guys realise this is my time. I've worked hard to get here.
Yeah.
Because remember, it hasn't just been that 6-month selection. You know, I had 8 years in para-race. Some guys have 10 years, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, mine are 5 years, but it's them time before that's got you ready for you going on selection.
Yeah. How did you manage that transition mind out of it then? Because that has been a big part of your life for so long. It's like a rugby player issue, you know, where people leave what they do now.
Yeah.
You'd be the same as well, Paul. Like, you're in a very unusual environment. You go outside of it and people just find, you know, because environments in the real world are nothing like it. You know, just like there's no HR.
What about you, Paul?
You know, it's like, that transition.
Well, I did 23 years.
Yeah.
And
how did you find those first few years out of it then?
It was unusual going into the corporate world. And I had my own company. Yeah. So I was working in Sweden.
What were you doing, sorry?
Forensic consultancy, because I'm a forensic engineer by trade. So I was working for Saab.
I'll just do another job.
So I was working over there, and I was working for a French company called Thales, doing consultancy work and everything else. But I found that I kept myself busy, and I was going at a pace.
Yeah.
So you're always busy. Type thing. So you keep yourself busy doing that type of stuff. And I haven't really slowed down since. Really.
So how long have you been out now? Since
I left in 2012. So I've been out 14 years now.
Feels like it's gone quick, mind.
It's gone really, really quickly. But I haven't really stopped, really. And I've got two companies now. I've got forensic and I've got production stuff now.
Why did you stop then? What was
I did 23 years.
What was the penny drop moment when you thought, I'm done?
I'd done everything I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I could have stayed on to age 55. But I'd been there, done it, got the t-shirt, so to speak. And I had...
Do you have kids at the time?
Yeah. So I've got 4 in total.
So you probably, did you feel you were missing out on family life?
You miss a lot. You miss a lot of stuff out and everything else. And then, you know, some, you know, parents will ever say, oh, do you remember your first time your son walked or your daughter did this and something else? I can't remember any of that.
Yeah.
You know, so I've kind of caught up now. So you do your birthdays and your Christmases and all that type of stuff. So and it's about family, really. You sort of do that.
It's nice you say that. I was the same. I was exactly the same. You just felt,
it was just an epiphany moment. It was just like,
I'm done.
That's it.
Yeah.
I've done all that. And I wanted to do stuff in the business world, and I have.
It's nice it's on your terms then as well, isn't it? I think when you can do it on your terms, you can come to peace with it much quicker. I think when some people get taken away from them through maybe a debilitating injury or something like that, that's when I think it's a much harder thing to deal with, you know, when it feels it's been prematurely taken. But when you can make the proactive decision to be like, no, I'm done. Yeah. You don't look back really with any regrets then, do you?
And learn new stuff. And again, it's going on to that grey matter, white matter side of things. So doing the forensic, having the business, then doing the production stuff now, and then filming our own documentaries, looking at movies, doing things had a contract through from LA on the weekend for stuff next year.
So it's like the whole TV world would have been you when it first came along, because you're working privately, I guess, isn't it? You know?
So it's just great to just keep beavering away, and we have fun. Wherever we go, we have fun. Just enjoy the journey.
Yeah, so true.
Be grateful every day that, you know, you're here.
Yeah, well, we always said, you know, I can remember when life was a million miles an hour. I quite like it at 30 mile an hour now, and I quite like it, you know.
That sounds nice.
And, you know. I say once you get in the groove, you want to keep going, don't you?
When you're away, how much emphasis they put on food? Because I imagine you're limited by resources sometimes. So, but you still probably make a conscious effort to fuel well, do you?
They do. Do you know the chefs are fantastic? You know, it's basic food. Well, you'll have a military chef come with you. Let's say you're out in the field, he'll have one of these
I didn't know that.
mobile things that he can cook the food up.
Oh, that's good.
If we don't have one of them, it's ration packs.
Yeah.
So
even those, they try and make them as good a quality as possible.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's ration packs if you're away for let's say weeks on end or what have you. If you find that you're in a base camp, you would have one chef that would cook beans up, you know, sausages up, bacon up.
Oh, you can actually get some good calories in you and stuff.
All basic foods, you know, egg, milk, beans, bacon. We're carnivore, you know what I mean? But it's they do try the best. But it's all about calories. Get the calories in.
You know the whole English breakfast thing. Like people think it's really unhealthy, but I'm like, I eat eggs. Eggs are superfood. Beans, really high in fibre. If you've got a decent, I'm not saying you're going to get a sourdough when you're away on tour, but if you go like with a nice sourdough, sausage, go with like a lean chicken sausage. Bacon, I just get the medallions. So like I got this habit, I cut off all the fat. And I have it there, a bit of HP and pepper. And some people would see that plate and go, oh, you're having a treat meal. You're going, this is pretty lean, actually. This is pretty lean.
You're right.
High protein, high fibre. It's fine.
I've done that for years. This morning, sausages, bacon, scrambled eggs, fried eggs.
Get the protein in you. Don't be shy.
They had a potato stuff at the hotel, didn't they? I must have had 2 of them. Then I had 4 slices of toast, 3 teas, milk, fruit, melon.
Now, see, somebody who doesn't understand training would go, but you've got a fast metabolism, it's okay. I'd be like, no, you know how to train, you're active, so you've got muscle, so you can afford to eat that food. Do you know what I mean? That's
I tell you what burns his calories up, he snores like a bastard.
Does he?
Takes a lot of effort. Mate, it's like frigging Pavarotti in the middle of the night. Because we're quite tight when we're travelling, so we're a bit like Morecambe and Wise, albeit in single beds, like but hellfire, mate.
All of a sudden, the pillar, boom. What's up? You're snoring.
I've never lost a pillow fight with him, so SAS, my arse.
My one was the old, you get the bedside table in between the two twin beds. So I'd be like lying down sleeping, they're snoring. I'd pretend I'm asleep, and I'd open the drawer, and I'd slam it shut, and then they'd make a big noise. It would just startle their sleep. I pretend I'm flat out. It was just enough to roll them over, you know, but if you've got a snorer.
You know, not being a big one, but we've travelled around the world and we talked about it. The hardest place I've ever been is Wales.
Really?
Really.
Why is that then?
I think, for a start, it's that. Okay. Secondly, you have the wind, the rain, the cold, the snow. You can have 4 seasons in one day.
Is that why they pick it?
Yeah. And I mean, all the British Army trains in South Wales. You know,
I've heard that from someone before, but I always wondered, are they Welsh and they're just trying to be pro-Welsh and just say it? But it's nice to hear from an Englishman.
I did escape an invasion in the Preseli Mountains. So that was interesting. And what was really bizarre on that is that we were doing the last stage, and you do it for about a week or so, and you got like a sketch map that you got to work out. You got a little button compass, and you got little rendezvous points to get to. And we came over this brow of the hill, and we saw this farmhouse. And we went down, we kind of lost. We thought, well, we don't know really, is that building or not? And we came down to this farmhouse, and they had like an allotment alongside this farm. And they had some pretty raised beds with flowers in. And I could see somebody pegging washing out. And this woman was naked. So she was middle of nowhere. Obviously, she comes out as a Saturday morning. I remember it clear as day. And I thought I was hallucinating. And there was about a group of 4 of us coming down. And I was navigating, thinking, I'd taken them this map off this officer. I said, I think we're probably going in the wrong direction. Hang on, let's just check it here. There's somebody's windows open. There's a car on sort of a Land Rover Series 1 on the yard. So we went there. So I went, and she went, woo! So she literally put a towel around her. And she went, oh, are you hungry, boys? I thought we haven't eaten much. And there's like a scene from Tom and Jerry. You know, you've got a pie in the window cooling. She had this huge pie. So we went in the flipping farmhouse. We had a huge pie. We had tea, coffee.
She was still in a towel.
She had a towel around her. It was weird. You know, it was bizarre, but it was great. And we got to our checkpoint and we finished. And the instructions, the DS staff wouldn't believe it. The directing staff were like, you wouldn't believe what we've just seen. They go, no, it'd be stupid. It winded us up. Like, no, it's true.
That's bad. Sounds a nice pick-me-up when you're in the middle of
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great, yeah. It was like an apple pie Viagra. It was brilliant.
Lovely. Right. Boys, that was awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Alan.
Appreciate that. I really enjoyed it. Thanks very much.
I'm always learning. That was great. Yeah, thanks for coming down.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Yeah, really good.